as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And the Mile High air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So a great throw right there. And what a regular season this rookie had, piloting this offense, guiding them to a division title. And they get the home date here in round one of the playoffs. But, Charles, how do you think they'll play it here? Will they run the same kind of wide-open offense they've run all season, or do you think that they'll try and take some pressure off of the young fella?
Oh, I think they're going high, wide, and handsome in this one. I think it's all out, just as they've been doing all year long, because I think if you try and pull it back now a little bit, you're telling that young man you don't have quite as much confidence in him as you've professed. So go ahead and continue to run your offense. Do the things that got you here. As so many defensive coaches have told you and me, all gas, no brakes. Let it rip.
Now the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. They'll set up to throw. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Now a first carry for their fullback. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Broncos will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play for the Jaguars. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Etienne going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. This has been a long drive. You know that defense, they're craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, they were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Make it an exclamation point. Instead, you got to put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The kick by Lambeau is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Broncos score. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. McManus now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. after the touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Play action. It's Lawrence. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. But Charles, what a rookie season he had catching the football, over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020. 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year one.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A handoff for ETN, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he will have a Jaguars first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man. It's Judy, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's got this down to the 35.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Working with a 2nd and 3. A give to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run it with Jones. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Ronald Jones, 25 yards. And the Broncos continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lawrence. He'll find Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Lawrence going to get this to Etienne. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, Lawrence steps away. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence has got his man. It's Andrews. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Lawrence will throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Third down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play. Now Lawrence. He'll get this off to Etienne. Touchdown! Travis Etienne as the first half is winding down. And the Jags are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And Lambeau will put this one through. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room, But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. And this is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Lawrence. And Sharp calls it in. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mark Andrews, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Sliding out of the pocket. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Jags are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
First and 10 at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The give is to Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A huge play there for Denver. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes this a 9-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
I like what they did there, because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Shelling through the defense. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get high.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. On 1st down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Ronald Jones saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Broncos use this short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. That's caught, and he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw? And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
From the 27, Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Play action. It's Lawrence. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Touchdown! Travis Etienne with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
36, Jaguars 26.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. Jones with a 1st down carry, and he's going to wind up losing a couple as he's stopped behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Flushed out right. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use him more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
On first down, Jones. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Allen. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 53. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Andrews. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by Lambeau is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jones. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Their coaching staff, they were pretty adamant beginning of the year. Our goal is to get to the Super Bowl. Well, they made it to the playoffs. That's part 1, but they fall a little bit short.
And to me, once again, it exemplifies just how difficult it is to not just make the playoffs,